Hello, everyone, and very good evening to everyone who are present today. And we'll begin our demo session today.
So hey guys, good afternoon everyone, and this is Shubhankar here from Quantsapp's demo team. And first of all, thank you so much for joining the session for today. Also, I hope you guys have attended the symposium and got a tons of knowledge out there. So today's coming on to today's demo session. So it would be conducted by Mr. Gaurav. So Mr. Gaurav, he is an option trainer at Quantsapp. So he will be guiding you through some of the application tool and diving very much deep into it and how one can make the most out of those tools. So that would be the point of discussion for today. So meanwhile, you guys can grab a cup of coffee or something. Also, if you face any sorts of queries, you can post it into the chat box and Mr. Gaurav will assist you upon that. So meanwhile, I'll just forward the controls to Mr. Gaurav from here on.
So, thank you, Shubhankar, and I hope you have enjoyed the symposium, and you have gained a good knowledge from there. So, we'll begin the session. And before beginning the session, I would like to highlight some point of the concept. And just uh, as we are growing more and more, so we have increased our tools from uh, almost 9 tools back in 3 years, and now today we are standing in 48 tools. So more around all of them into analysis tool, how you can analyze the derivative, how you can see the one second. Once again, there's some problem regarding the no, voice. So just the technical team is looking into it. Just give us a minute. One second. Sorry, so there was some issue regarding the voice, and I think technical team is looking into it. And still, if you're not getting the voice, you can just put it on the chat box or on the comment section. So I will also able to know. So okay, so we'll begin. So as I was telling you regarding the tools we have, so around 47, 48 tools we have, and this all are the analytical side. So where you can analyze the data, how the data are changing, how the market participants' confidence, or whether they are showing nervousness. So you can analyze all of them in a one go, which can act as as a supporting point for your trading, and you will be having a better knowledge regarding what overall market participants are looking here. So we'll see. So we'll take the tools as we are taking today. So if you guys have any particular tools which you want me to take for the demo session, I would love to take that, or I will choose some tool further today. So I'm waiting for it. If you have any tools which you want me to look into, so please give me the names. Okay, so we'll do some tools today, and as the result sessions are going on, so we'll see something regarding the IV result analysis, and we'll do the open interest part, and we'll last till the chain what if. And trust me, this is my personal favorite, or this is what I see when results are very on the point. So I do look into 3 4 tools, and there was a reason for it. So when I say result analysis, I'm doing the previous analysis of the result. So that one point, and there's some disclaimer on the result analysis tool as well. Put that it's looking into the prices of a stock, how it has behaved before and after the result, than looking into IV, as we are more concentrated towards the option. So looking into IV becomes a very important part when it's time for any event. Then looking into open interest data, how the market participants are looking into any stock or something. Then after that, looking into the chain what if. So chain what if is my personal favorite, and looking into how you can analyze the chain, you can analyze the option premium in there in it. So I will begin. So before beginning, I will take you to the tool side, and here you can see the calculator, result calendar, circulars, SGS Nifty, ban list, liquidity finder, deals and holding, and holiday. So we are looking into result calendar. So result calendar is a tool which gives me an idea, or tells you when a company or a company is expected to announce result. And one thing here in the concept, that it's all in the derivative side, that is in options or future. So you will only see those companies uh, that have I would say are into the FNO segment. So if I say any non FNO segment company, so it won't be here. It only show you the FNO companies. So the today is around 25th. So today two companies are announcing result. Even I did not had an idea that Kotak Bank is announcing result today, and also L&T is also announcing result. So this is one point. Then I can see on 27th Wednesday, day after tomorrow, day after tomorrow, around 7 companies are announcing result. Then after 16 companies, then 15 companies altogether. So in this week, particularly this week before the result, before the budget, there are lots of companies who are announcing the results. So if I say on 7th, I can see Can Bank, McDowell's, Hindustan, Marico, Bank of Baroda, ICICI, Axis. ICICI and Axis are the sorry, it's a Prudential Life. So overall, it's not that big impact. Companies are announcing results. After that, RBL Bank, Indusland Bank, Indus Tower, Tata Cam, Pidilite, BHEL. So these are the companies who are announcing result on 28th. So if I say Axis, so sorry, Kotak Bank. So now I want to see. So we'll take into the Kotak Bank only. So now we are looking into how previous, like suppose in the last quarter or last to last quarter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how Kotak Bank stock prices, like I mean to say future prices, has moved before and after the results. And I want to see that how market participants, or how the traders or the investors, like whosoever how they look into Kotak Bank or any stock before the announcement of their result or after the announcement. So this is one. And if I go to, so there's one interlink linkability of tools over here, by which what you can do, if you are in the result calendar, you can go to the result analysis directly from here. Sorry. So directly I'm into the Kotak Bank result analysis. And I want to put disclaimer. So result analysis, it's not that we are analyzing the balance sheet profit and loss, but more precisely we are analyzing the stock price behavior before and after the result announcement. So say, and now like suppose you are keen into a stock that is in FNO precisely, and you want to see that how the uh, I mean to say the stock prices are moving before and after, and based on that you might be taking any positions and trade. So always it's always a better situation when you analyze how previously the stocks has moved. Of course, there are lots of factor that previously there might be something which could not let a particular company to grow or could not let a particular company to perform well. Or there might be a outliner, like as in 2020 was the outliner. So there was many factors which could affect the previous scenarios as well, but having a good idea, looking into it and talking into that, how you can see the performance is always a good way to go with. So we'll begin. So what we are doing here, we are looking into Kotak Bank 2 days before the result and 2 days after the result. So what does it mean? It says that रिजल्ट आने के 2 दिन पहले और रिजल्ट आने के 2 दिन बाद we are looking into the stock prices, and from when we are looking, it's 30 April. So we'll increase it to, let's say, 2017 Jan. So we have one more period, one more year of time. We can see the more depth of the stock prices movement from almost last 3 years, 18, 19, 20, 21. So almost 3 years, complete 3 years. So if I'm looking into that, how, like suppose रिजल्ट आने को 2 दिन बाकी है, तो आई एम लुकिंग कि रिजल्ट के आने के 2 दिन पहले तक और रिजल्ट आने तक कोटक बैंक का परफॉर्मेंस कैसे रहता है. सो आई कैन से टिल, मोर प्रिसाइजली इफ आई से 22 अक्टूबर 19th को जो रिजल्ट आया था, so उसके पहले रिजल्ट वर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इन द पॉजिटिव साइड. यू कैन सी, यू कैन एनालाइज द डेटा कि रिजल्ट आने के 2 दिन पहले कोटक बैंक का एक अच्छा ही परफॉर्मेंस रहता है. दिस इज व्हाट नंबर इज सेइंग. देन इफ आई कैन से, देन इफ आई टेक अक्टूबर, इट्स गुड. फिर जैन, May and July. So even I take 2020 as an outliner, there's lots of things that happened and that has impacted the performance of many of the companies. So I usually take it outliner, but still you can say that out of 4 time, there was a 50 2 times game, two time loss. So recently I can see the quantum of loss. You can say the quantum of loss in terms of stock prices are going down, were on the high note, 5%. Sorry. So it's a 5%, then 5%, then last quarter result 4%. But on the upside, it's not going much more than around 1.5%. So this was the stock movement before the result, 2 days before the result. And in the same way, if I want to see कि okay, रिजल्ट तो आ गया, अभी रिजल्ट के बाद how a particular company like was behaving earlier. So I can say 26 October, the last result that came, quarter result, that had an up move of nearly 9.5%, and that is a big move, to be precise, a big move that came on the October 20. Then last to last result, I can see even a 5% move in just 2 days after the result. And before that, the result, the performance was on the, I would say, not so low, or just 1.5%, nearly 2% below that. But if you say that recently, how the market participants are looking into it, how the stock is moving, you can clearly analyze those things now. Looking into, okay, रिजल्ट आने के पहले अगर थोड़ा नीचे रहता तो there's a expected कि थोड़ा सा there's a movement that takes place in the 2 days before, and there's a big move which could take after the result. So this is the point which you can see. After that, if I say कि अभी result आने में तो 3 दिन है, and like suppose you are making any strategy, maybe any strategy, option strategy, or combining of future and option, and you are looking into कि okay, result आने के पहले और result आने के बाद movement कैसे रहता है, and on the basis of that you are taking any your step further. So you can analyze here in last four, almost 3 times, like last one time, last quarter result was 1.5% gain. After result, there's also a good gain of 9.5%. Before that, there was a decline going on for the last three, but that's also a 2020. And again, after the result, were on the negative side. But you have noticed one thing: the quantum of downside is much more than the quantum of upside since January 21. There was only one quarter where the stock prices have moved almost 5% before the result, like 3 days before the result. From 3 days, I mean to say, 3 days before the result, and after that, the quantum of going down were on the high note. So this gives me idea that can stock can take any direction 3 days before the result, and it could lead to a good performance or bad performance. So you can see, you can make your own range based on the last few results, looking more downside and looking into how other factors as well, that there's a possibility that just suppose if there's a 6% fall in 2017 October, जब इस time result आया था quarter का, there might be a possibility that there something might happen before the result, or the expectation was not good, or possibility of something happened. So you can also always should consider keeping all these points in mind before making your own, before making any strategy out here. And it's just a tool, result analysis, which is helping you to analyze how you can look okay, पहले result जो भी आए, तो रिजल्ट आने के पहले कैसे परफॉर्मेंस होता है, बाद में कैसे परफॉर्मेंस होता है. In the same way, if I say 3 days after it, so 3 days after it क्या बताता है कि रिजल्ट आने के 3 दिन बाद किसी कंपनी का, जैसे वी हैव टेकन कोटक बैंक, सो उसके स्टॉक परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहा है. So here you can analyze those things. You can see how before and after the result was. So this one is the result. This is the result calendar, and you can see up to 10 days before the result and 10 days after the result how the stock prices has moved before 10 days and after 10 days of the result. And the days we are taking here is the trading days. So this is not any holiday. So suppose if you are taking one, so it does not gonna tell you whether the holiday was there or what it was. So it's a trading day that is looking into. So this one about the result calendar. I hope you are understanding the demo session about this tool. And if you have any particular question regarding this, so you are free to ask for it, and we'll take around 10 to 20-second pause. And if you have any questions, or if you want to ask me something out for that, particularly regarding this tool, you can. So Mr. Ashwin Kumar has asked, okay. So first, we'll take the Mr. Tools question with that is saying, will it impact movement of stocks? So I'm not getting your point. Like, how will it predict the movement? Sorry, will it predict movement of stocks? So, Mr. Atul, it's not predicting anything out here. So it's telling you how the previous performance was, and yeah, it's not predicting anything. So that would be on a very tough side to do. So Mr. Ashwin Kumar has asked what duration data is available. Okay, so we'll see here only. If I go, let's say by, we'll try it out and we'll see only 2007. So it's available till 2007. If you go more deep, let's say by 2001. And one more requisite is the company should be listed available listed that time. So it says no data found. And if I say 2003, no. So we had seen till 2007, the data was till 2007. So I would say depends on the company as well, whether they were listed at that time or not. So I'm not sure about the Kotak Bank whether it was listed or not that time. So 1 second, I think there's some error. Yeah, so I think 2000 till 2007. Mm. So Mr. Nirav has asked how actually derive strategy based on this results. Okay. So suppose Mr. Nirav, if I tell you that on last five result, the stock have moved, let's say 3 days, and below that result before here, let's say 3 days. So now that too depends on you, and like what, how do you trade, and that too depends whether the expiry is near, like whether the expiry is going to be far. So that too depends. So if I say, if I give a, I can give a general idea here. So if I'm say कि okay, so result आने के 3 दिन पहले, let's take two more precise. So if I say two, so I can conclude a point here that before the result, uh, the down movement is on a big side of 4 to 5%. Okay, and the up movement is not that big, except for the one that came into Jan 19. That's a 2 years before result. Sorry, that's a 2 year before. So I can say roughly that the quantum of upside is not that big, but the downside is on a much bigger side. This is what the data is telling me based on the past performance. And you can see the recent time, Kotak Bank had 5% of up move last time, and the last quarter result was up movement was 11% after 3 days. The result are announced, and before to and last to last almost 5% up movement Kotak Bank had after coming announcing the result. So now that too depends whether how you are looking into the strategies, whether you are looking that the before the result, after the result, or you want to set up this strategy which gonna take the longer period of time, as in 6 to 7 days, 3 days before, 3 days after. You are looking the how much a stock can move. You can see from last previous performance how the stocks has moved in the, whether it had a wide range or it has a narrow range. So that to depend. And mostly everything depends, most of the option things depends on the employed volatility as well. So we're gonna see the employed volatility as well, that how the employed volatility can affect the any stock performance or any option strategy. So that's to defend depends on you. Mr. Sharad, okay, I just forget to tell that. So if we are in the graph section, okay, so on the graph, it's just telling you the returns on the past, like on the previous results. So if I say the gray bar is indicating the performance after result, like how much a stock has moved after the announcing of the result, and the orange bar is indicating how much in stock has moved before the result. So this is what it tells you. And can if in Mr. Nirav, can we find auto one? Same thing happened today. Mr. Nirav, I didn't get your this question. That can we find out auto one? So if you can do it one more time. Mr. Ashwin, how can we use this mobile app? So, Mr. Ashwin, I think so. The mobile interference for the result analysis is the same as the web version, and I'll tell you one more time. So, I'm in my phone. Just have to go to result analysis tool. And in the same way, by selecting a symbol from when you want to see the data, then taking the before and after of the result announcement dates, you can take that, apply it, and you will have the graph. And you also have the table view. This table view you will get here there, and the graph you can see. So same interference out in the Android and iOS. Mr. Vikram, yes. So Mr. Vikram, and so what we have seen on the table, that is a tabular view of, like, on a percentage basis, clear on the numerical basis. Okay, so this is my, so suppose this is my last expiry, sorry, my last announcement of the result. So last Kotak Bank has announced his result on 23rd 26th of October. So I'm looking that before it was the 1.26% before 2 days the result, and after 3 days of result, like after, like, from the time the result are announced, after 3 days, the stock price movement is roughly around 11% on the upside. So same way I'm gonna look onto the graph, and second. So if I say that this is the bar, okay, so this is the bar, you can say if you zoom in, you can see the November and the October. So now you can say that when this the result came, you can see the returns here. So you can see the orange bar is indicating the before result performance, and gray bar is indicating after result performance. And on the top, you can also have the bifurcation of it, whether you can see the orange. So you can see the before result has been indicated in the orange, and after result has been indicated in the gray. So Mr. Nira, auto strategies based on event base. Okay, auto sector you are talking about. Sorry, Mr. Nirav, I'm not getting your point. Like, if you can summarize it in one. So now we'll take the rest of the question in the last after in the Q&A. Like we are also running short of time, so we'll see the sum of the question in the last. So in the symbol, Mr. Nirav, you can go, and if I say, let's say, any suggest SDFC Bank, if I go select it, I'm getting the data. There might be some problem, but I can see that if I have like from SDFC to I can do Kotak Bank, I can see the data. So now we'll move towards the IV, and I will gonna see some of the glimpse about the IV. We are not getting too detailed about the IV, but we're gonna see the glimpse about it and why IV is important. We're gonna look through chain what if and doing your own analysis out of it, going to make you a better wise person in the options. So, we'll go to first volatility Greek. So, if anyone can tell me what is employed volatility, and so just to have a rough idea, you can put on the chat box what is IB and what to look into IB. So, I'll proceed. So, what is employed volatility? So, what I do see as employed volatility is uncertainty. So, if you come and ask me, Ki Gaurav, please tell what is employed volatility. So, I would say uncertainty that that tells me about how much the fairness among the market participants, how much a market participants are feared about. So, employed volatility tells you how much a security price can move and uh, in a period of in a year. So if I'm taking the annual volatility, I'm looking that what is the expected price movement that stock can have, what is the expected price movement into the stock or index. So if I say 25% or 25 of volatility, so I'm saying that 25% of percentage a stock can move on the upside or the downside from the current level. So that is what employed volatility tells you. So suppose volatility jumps up from 25 to 40%. That means that now that stock has the probability of like chances that stock can go either up a 40% upside or can go 40% downside. So that's a one thing volatility tells you. So now the employed volatility in options comes with a very, I would say, cautious thing and should be looking when you're buying or selling an option when you're making your strategies. Because there are lots of strategies that depends on the volatility. There are some based on that when volatility is being taken out. So that too depends. So this is what the volatility is. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to find out, one second. So I'm looking here that what is the current volatility of different stocks, what is a what was the previous volatility, that means the historical volatility of any stock, what is the current volatility that stock have. So it's giving me an idea, that how much a stock can move in a period of time. So now what happens in the time of event? So let's say any event when it's nearby. So that's in. So we have a budget near in the next week, and we also saw lots of companies are announcing results. So the volatility tend to increase, which could cause a lot of nervousness among the writers, and which can actually a lot of movement that could happen, the possibility of movement happen in the market on that particular stock. So volatility grid is a tool which which is helping you. So basically it's helping you out to find all those stocks and their volatility. So let's take the Kotak Bank. Kotak Bank. So this is the Kotak Bank. So now again, see, Kotak Bank is nearly around 1800 rupees price. Volatility is 46%, telling me that the that stock can move 46% up or down. Historically, like pehle volatility रहा in the range of 18 to 19, like 18 and half. It tells me the volatility is much more on the large side for the Kotak Bank because of the event. Once the event will go up, so what happens? No one knows. Like as a participant, I don't know what will be the result. What will the result? Whether the result will good, whether the result will be bad. And there is still a certainty among the market participants. They still are looking into how what how much the stock prices can move. So that's why I say volatility is an uncertainty. I'm looking into how much a stock can move at how much stock can move. So when the volatility is increasing, I'm looking that stock can move in a big direction. When the volatility is decreasing, I mean that okay, there's not lots of nervousness among the market. So now I say volatility. Now this is just a volatility grid which is telling you a volatility of different stocks, FNO stocks. Now we'll move to so let's say IBHV historical. One second, checking something. Okay. So now in the IB we have seen the about the you can find any of the historical volatility or employed volatility of any stock. Now what I'm doing here, I'm looking forward into the volatility of Kotak Bank. So if I say that volatility is around 46.8, now I can see on 21st, like almost three trading session before, the volatility is at around 39.55. It has jumped from to 46.8. That means that now a fear among the market participant, the increase in uncertainty before the event, the uncertainty about the event, that is the result, has increased the volatility. So now what volatility do? When volatility increases, your option premium maybe for a call and put also increases. And volatility, when volatility falls down, the option premium also falls down. So there's always a direct relationship between volatility and option premium. So it's giving me idea, okay, even I take, even so I can see there's a huge jump in the volatility. That is around 30%, roughly around 30% if I calculate. So that's around 46.5 divided by 39.55. So 1 second. So 46.8 minus 39.55 divided by 39.55. Almost 18 to 9 into around 20% full 20% increase in the volatility. That means even though stock haven't moved, so I can say अगर stock एक point या 2 point move भी नहीं किया and volatility is spiking up, that clearly says that option premium is going to increase in that period. And if I say the volatility is falling down, which generally happens after the event has occurred, that option premium tend to decrease. So this is one of the point you should be looking into, checking into whether the volatility is increasing or decreasing. So that comes as a very important point when you are setting up your strategy, when you are taking any position in the FNO segment. So we have seen the price movement, what could be the what price movement it had in the previous. Now we are looking into volatility. So we are just looking the a simple point of the volatility. And how do I see volatility? The volatility is spiking up. I do see in terms of that the increase in uncertainty, and increase in uncertainty leads to increase in the prices. So that's how I uh, look into the option premium. And I can say that we have the result. The volatility is spiked up by almost 20%. And if you say from the starting of this month, the volatility is somewhere to 30, 32, 34, somewhere into that. From starting of this month, you can see the volatility is actually starting to spike up by 25 to now it's almost to 50, all near not 50 but almost 40% increase in the volatility in just period of 20 to 25 days. Now we're going to see the impact of it. Now we're going to jump to chain what if. So this is we are taking a normally put part of the IB. Now I'm going to do chain. So chain we have all seen into our life, NSC की side पे देखते हैं. So this is one. Now what I'm doing here, this is my chain for the Kotak Bank. So this is symbol is my Kotak Bank, future price, lot size, expiry और ये कौन से डेट पे बता रहा है. Now if I say that 1800 का कॉल ऑप्शन ऑलमोस्ट अभी 29 रुपए पे चल रहा है. If I say employed volatility spike up by 20%, now I can say even though there is no underlying movement, even though stock price 8 point से move नहीं हुआ, but still spike in the IB by 20% led to increase in the premium by almost 6 rupees. And what is that? Let's see the quantum of it. So if I say 6 rupees divided by 29, I can say roughly around 20.5% of increase in the option premium due to increase in the volatility. And you can see for the both call and put. So volatility is increasing, your call and put both are increasing. So this is a sorry. So this is a way of analyzing any event based, not real taking only any. So it's better, always a better point to take precisely a better decision, data driven decision, rather than taking the what could happen. So now I say, if what if the result comes good, and if the result is come good and stock had a movement of from 1800 to 25 point movement in the stock, I can see the stock call option prices will go up and the put will go down. But because of increase in volatility, put is not suffering that much. And if I say the volatility, if volatility is zero, 1 second. So volatility is zero. Now you can see same put option is losing 13 rupees, and because of the increase in volatility by 20%, it is losing only around 7 rupees. So this is why volatility at the time of event is so important to look into. That we saw, even there was no movement in the underlying, but there was a spike because of the increase in volatility. Call option and put option both are tend to increase, and as the volatility falls down, its volatility is a mean reverting, so it falls down after a spike or decline after it's cooling down. So if it's spiking up, it's also going to cool down after a period of time. So we'll go again back to the IV. So we're gonna see, last we had on 26th of October, I think. So last result was on 26th of October. Now you can see on the last time as well, the volatility was like before 3 days, before 5 days, the volatility was 36.5, started to spike up, and before the result, the volatility cools down to 36 again. But if you can see after that, there was a jump of 1,000 basis point that goes nearly 10%, almost more than 10%. It's 11% in terms of difference. So volatility is always expressed in the terms of percentage, that is 47%, 47.85%, 36.26%. So there's of increase of incremental of around 10% to 11%, which you can see here. Then after the result, again spike of 10%. So we have seen, even though there was no movement in the underlying, but IV, because of the IV was, as the IV was spiking up, the option premium also spiked up. And after that, after the result announcement of the result, IV cooled down. And you can see there's almost 20-point decline in the IV from its highest level in a single day. Now, if I say there's a 20% decline, if I go again to chain, go to what if. Now, if I say there's a decline in the IV by 20%, now you can say the premium, lose in the premium by almost 6 rupees. So this is the analysis part, which you can also do, looking into how the before the result and after the result, how the IV is increase, whether the IV is increasing or decreasing, how the stock price is having the movement. So, and then looking into if there's an increase in volatility always remember is uncertainty. So increase in volatility will increase in the option premium. Decline in the volatility will tend to decline in the option premium. Then looking into how you can analyze the options premium based on the employed volatility, which you can do here. So this is the one point you can always consider. And looking into this demo session, so we have a rough idea about the option chain what if section, and this is my personal favorite while doing the analysis part, looking into the option. Now if I say we are adding more into it, so if I say that if what if underlying increase, so now I can see that if I underlying goes to, let's say 18 20 1830. So now I'm looking here, okay. So we always say that if the underlying prices will go up, the call option will go up. If the underlying prices are going down, option prices are going to increase, as we always say. One second. Okay. So when I say that call prices will go up, underlying will go up, and put option will go up, if the underlying will go down. But how much that movement is required? And most of the time we miss out that कि कितना point required है भाई. अगर ऊपर जाएगा तो फिर भी कितना point required है for the option to gain or for the option to lose. So I can say if the underlying is going up, I can say there's an increase by almost 7 points, 7 point, almost by more than that, because यहाँ पे 7.6 point lose किया था because of decline in the IV, and underlying spiked up. So because of that, you are gaining 14 rupees. If the IV remained zero, it could be into the a good position. So this is the point where I can see with the help of underlying, अगर underlying ऊपर या नीचे जा रहा है तो call option पे कितना असर पड़ रहा है. Now suppose you made your you took any position or something, and you want to say कि okay यार मेरा अभी तक move तो आया नहीं जो मुझे move चाहिए था, whether it's a 10 point, 20 point or 30 point move whatsoever, and you say कि because of that I have to keep my strategy for, let's say, 2 days more. So now we are analyzing the theta impact on the option. So you can see the bet as you are moving into the expiry, you will be losing more amount of money because of the theta. So theta tells you how much money you're gonna lose as you go into the expiry. So this is doing your own analysis. This is doing your own option analysis. How IV, how much like how IV can impact, how underlying is going to impact on their option premium, and then looking into the days to maturity. As the days are increasing, how much amount of money you're gonna lose. So this is one point of looking and doing your own analysis. And for that IV part, you can always refer to the IV tool, where you in the IV section or the employed or the historical volatility section, where you can actually see what is the current IV of that particular stock or index, how the volatility, whether it's spiking up, cooling down, how the behavior of it. So it's all into the one package of looking into and doing your own analysis. So this was about the today's Remo session, and we'll take the Q&A session now. And if you have questions regarding it, you can surely ask me here. So Mr. Rahul will take the OI percentile and the market-wide tool in the upcoming session. So please be updated. If you have any questions, particularly regarding these tools which we have taken today, we can surely ask. One second. Is there any alert facility for like any increase in IV? So we don't have the alert facility, but there are certain tools where you can look into the IV. And I think if you are looking into, so that too depends on the alert, what kind of alert you are looking for. So as of now, we don't have any alert facility for the IV tool. Mr. Atul, can you check the RBL and IDFC first? So what to check, Mr. Atul? Can you please specify? Okay, the volatility shows up, but price movement does not happen in options like 220 PE and 48 PE. So if I say RBL Bank, I go and select the RBL Bank. For the RBL Bank, you can see uh, the IV was increasing, but you can see that there's a continuous increase, and the of increase is not that good, not that big. IV is increasing, I definitely say, but the quantum of increasing is not in a big amount, in a big way. So if I say IV for so today's was 67.55 minus yesterday's 63.82 divided by 63.82. That's only around 5% increase, around 5.8% increase in the RBL bank. If I go to chain, so if I say chain, if I look into 220 PE put option. So now what happened today? The IV increase. Once again, what if IV increased in the put option of 220? Right now it's trading at 4. If I increase the IV by 5 points, there will be only increase in the put option by 0.26 paisa. But to Mr. Like I just forget your name, Mr. Atul. So now what you have to keep certain thing in mind as we are approaching the expiry in next 3 days. Today was already Monday. Tomorrow is holiday. So the option decay will be there on the holiday as well. Option doesn't wait for anyone. So tomorrow it's going to be decay. Theta decay should be there. Like that's a time decay. And after that, Wednesday and Thursday, there's no such time left for the uh, option. So you can hold or you can see. So the theta decay, if you can see here, is almost a rupee, almost 0.96. That theta says in a 1 day period of time, the option is going to lose this much amount of time. And that is, sorry, 9.2. So 220 option, even though there was an increase in the IV by increase in IV that led the option premium to increase by this amount of this amount of premium, but because of the theta decay, so there's a good theta decay here. You can say because that premium money is the premium is losing through theta decay. So this is a point you should be taking into that how the stock is going to the movement into the stock. So you should be looking into not only to the IV, but IV puts a certain, like it's very एकदम से आता है एकदम से जाता है, that impact the option premium. But theta decay is always going to be there, and you are approaching the expiry. You can analyze, if you say if you are holding for more 2 days, the same call option of put option of 220 is going to cost near around 2.2 rupees. So there's always a lots of different factors which leads to the option premium. IV, theta, and delta is one of them. So I think I have cleared the point here, Mr. Atul. And if you are like good to see into it, like that, if you are satisfied, so please respond to it. So, Mr. Atul, like same, even I take the IDFC Bank. I don't know what was the price movement today in the IDFC Bank, but looking at the option as you are near to the expiry, well, if I say let's take IDFC First Bank, we'll go to the chart, single chart. So, how much RBL Bank lost today? Today, RBL Bank. So this is the future around 2.7% decline in the RBL Bank futures. This is the future prices. The day before, like I think on the Friday session on 22nd, it lost around 8.4%. Today it lost 2.7%. IDFC day wise around it lost 3.3%. Okay. So opened at 50 and closed at 47.8. So now you can also analyze your own uh, option based on the factors. I'm not sure what is the current IV of the IDFC Bank. So see if you look here, this is the main reason. Decline in the IV index to this session. So put option prices were going down, put option you were earning. But IV was declined almost in a very huge way, in a huge amount of time from almost 63 to almost 52. So 10% to 11% decline in the IV, that going to lead and gonna bleed the option premium. And putting together the option theta, if I go again to the chain, taking the IDFC First Bank, going to do what if analysis, IV declined by almost 12 points, put option of 48, losing 11 paisa that time only. If I say 1 day to expiry, that gonna add more for 0.14 paisa to into it. Because of that, even though underlying fall from let's say 2 points, it went to 44.8. See, now there's a huge movement in the underlying, it went, but because as we are approaching the expiry, now it's become almost in the money. So that was out of the money, now it become the in the money. So if I say 2 strike or 3 strike below, so you can see the only impact was in the 0.63 or 1.1. That become in the money, so it went up. Or otherwise, it's still out of the money. It's gonna lose money out of from you. So I think this is a way. This is a point you can also analyze your own. What I'm trying to say, the option change, the effect of theta, effect of employed volatility on any stock. If you have any more questions, please ask. Or I think Mr. Atul, we are clear. I don't know what happened to it. One second. There's some. Okay. So if you have any other question, you can ask, or we'll wind up the today's demo session. And I hope you all have gained a little bit more knowledge regarding this tool from this demo session, looking precisely how you can use these tools in a more effective way. And if you have any suggestion or feedback regarding today's demo session, or any point where we can all improve more into the giving you demo sessions, please reach us. If you are connected to any advisors in the Quantsapp, you can directly contact them and tell them, or you can also mail us on the support@concept.com. And we are always on a point of learning and sharing the thought process, and we all gonna come with the new and advanced features in the upcoming days as well. So please, you can put your suggestions and feedback regarding the demo session, or if any other points which we could help you out in a more effective way, so please reach us out. So I hope, and I'm hoping that all of you have understood these tools which we have taken today. So Mr. Atul, FNO scanner should be having a proper scanner with custom setting to capture breakouts. Okay, so FNO scanner. If you can tell me like what custom settings you are like trying to say, because in FNO scanner there's lots of already, like lots of filters which you can use in terms of price change, OI change, and IV change. So if you can tell me any more further, so I can also look into it. Mr. Atul, we are bringing these things in the chart section, and in hoping very soon you will able to see VWAP, RSI, momentum, and lots of other customs indicators we are trying to bring on the chart section. So suppose right now if we are in the any single chart, I'm just taking an example. It's not relevant to this point. If I say if I take any call option, let's say of IDFC first, 48 call. So right now here you can also use tools like, so Q means Quantsapp. So these are the proprietary indicators what we have done. So far this is for a just for a one single slide. Even you're making any strategy. So today I did made a one. I'll tell you. If you go to strategy chart, here you can made. So I made a strategy of that's actually straddle, not strangle. I I made a 14300 straddle. Sorry, 14350 straddle. Sorry, 14. Okay, 14300 straddle. And I was just checking out the uh, how these straddle prices are moving in today's market, like very volatile market. So I was just wanted to know, there was even the spike in the India VIX, India Nifty IB. So I wanted to look into like how a short straddle uh, would have, like how it is behaving in today's market. So today short straddle of 14,300 was started at 267, and as there was an increase and decrease by 100 points, so it was not that a big movement in the Nifty. That's not even the capturing the premium paid. So it started to decline, even though there was an increase in employed volatility for the first, I think, rough session of 15 around for half an hour or 1 year. After that, even the volatility cools down. Nifty were going down, were getting slowly into the range, and this is how the volatility, the short straddle of 14,300 were getting decay in the premium. So more into the, because of the we are more close to the expiry, that we are losing premium. Then IV was also not helping. So this is what we are losing. But if you go, there are lots of indicators which you can add. Even there are lots of, if you say for the, if you search Q. So now here you can also check the delta, gamma, theta, vega for any option strategy. You make any option strategy, you can actually plot the delta Greeks for that particular strategies. So this was the one point we have tried bringing up in the last update, and in the upcoming updates we are gonna bring more and more proprietary uh, logs as well, which you can have the more indicators. And so be be with the Quantsapp. You're gonna see a lots of update in the near future. So now we'll wind up the today's session. And for, if you still have any question or if you still want to ask anything, you can all contact to your advisors, or you can mail us on the support at Quantsapp. And we bring this live sessions on a daily basis. So if you want to catch up again tomorrow, you can do so. Till the time, bye. Nice having you all here. Questions were good. The good interactive session we had today, and I hope we have made a lot of things in a good way. So we'll see you.